Default automations set up when you create a course. So when you first create a course, you will have a set of automations that are already set up for you with the basic settings, but you are expected to add to these or modify them to suit your needs and your brand. First of all, go to course and go into the course. If you're already in the course, go across to the automations tab where you'll see 2 automation rules set up in here. To access these automation rules, you can either click edit automation rules or you can click on any of these. You'll see that these are paused, ready for you to turn on and activate. If the button shows red paused, it means they are not live, so nothing will go out. You'll also see you have a course completion email sequence. Again, this is paused. So you can click any of these edit buttons to go into these areas, or you can click edit automation. Once you're in the automation, just click the selected automation and you'll see a series of settings on the right hand side to be able to change or modify these automations or these emails that will go out to anyone that signs up for your course. By default, Zenler gives you information on how to edit these and what you should do. It's highly recommended that you read this section to understand how the automations work and what they are appropriate for and for your needs. But the first thing we can do to select this is to delete this out. Now, generally you would put your logo in the top, and you can use the WYSIWYG editor to insert a logo quite easily in here. So check out the support documents on the WYSIWYG editor for automations. You also have inside here the name of your course, which you can personalize as well. And we'll talk about personalizations in a minute. Personalizations are in here as well. So by default, Zenler gives you some starting points to be able to modify this to suit your needs. So again, you're expected to go in here and modify these to suit your needs. And you can modify this to using the personalization settings inside of here. We can also preview this within here as well to see the results it will give us inside here. And we can add things to it. So I'm going to personalize this with the name of the course. This will be dynamic content brought in based on the course itself. So if I select this and I delete this out and I click personalize, I can name the course, which is here, course name, and it will drop into here. Let's have a look at this in preview. There we go. How easy to create a course inside Zenler. And this has been pulled in from the name of the course. So again, you can edit these and remove things if you like as you're going through. So I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to delete it all out. And I want to give people certain dynamic content. So let's put the course URL so people can access it. Let's personalize it now by entering the course access page URL. Notice that we have quite a few different personalization settings inside here. One is the first name. This is what they registered with. The last name, if they registered with that. The full name, this is both. Their email address, the course name, the course sales, course access, course player or curriculum, mailing address and unsubscribe. Now with any emails, the mailing address and the unsubscribe has to be inside of your mail. Otherwise it will not save and it will not work. So you need to make sure that you have the mailing address and the unsubscribe link in there as well. For this first one, I'm going to give them access to the course access URL. There we go. Let's now give them access to the curriculum as well. You don't need to include all of these, but with this demonstration, I'm just showing you how to do it. Let's go here and put the course player URL or the curriculum. And let's just quickly preview this. So now it's going to give you the actual link to the curriculum and the actual link to the access page. If you're not sure about the pages inside Zenler, make sure you check out the support document on pages. So this way, once you set this all up, then your students, when they purchase the course, will get this email and quickly and easily be able to navigate to the course inside here. Now, we also talked about the first name in here. but you can also personalize the top part in here. So if we go in here and we go dear, and then we go first name or full name, then you'll see now that this will personalize under the personalization settings inside here. Notice, hi David. So the email will say dear David, and then access details inside. Let's just put enter the course, and let's personalize this as well by giving it the name. With this particular one, we have to call it what it is. You have limited personalization in the mail subject field. There are more personalizations inside the mail body itself. When you're finished designing this, you can then simply click save. Notice the use of a Zenler email address is not permitted. Now for you, this will be fine because you're not on Zenler as your URL. So let's just change this. And save. You'll see that this message will come up if you haven't got it live. So this action is currently paused. You want to make it live. Let's for now click no. If I click yes, this would go from a red paused button to a live button. So we can also, under here, we can preview this as we've talked about, but you can also send a test email to yourself to check whether the email looks good. There is also an advanced filtering inside of this area. Please check out the filters within automations support documentation. Let's make this live. All I need to do is come up to the top and click make action live. If you have students in there already and you don't want this to apply to them, you can click no. If you don't have any students in the course at all, then you might as well just click yes or no. It doesn't matter. Now you'll see this has changed to live. This means that this automation is live. Now, one thing to talk about is all of the settings in here, because you can have a certain timing based on their enrollment date within this area. So when they enroll, in this case, after they enroll, 0 hours, and you have the choice of minutes, days, weeks. Let's choose minutes. From enrollment, they will receive this email. Now you can also put your from name there, so you might want to use your company business, such as that, and then click save. But this allows you to send it out. So for instance, if you wanted this mail to go out 1 day after they've enrolled, you could click 1 in there and put day in there and save it, and that's when it would go out. But as this is the first email, I'm going to send it out instantly. Please note also it says access instruction email. You might want to change this to enrolled email as it's the first one. You can name this to whatever you like, and then you'll see this will change on the left hand side. Let's click save, and now you can see it says enrolled email. Now you'll notice that you can add as many of these emails as you like. You have this button here that says add action. You also have another button here that says add rule. Now you can see in here we have 2 rules, one on enroll and one on course completion. This is when they finish the course. You can add more roles by going on here, on enroll, on course completion, which we already have, and you can also have on lesson completion. So you can pick the lesson, and then you can pick an email that goes out when they finish that lesson. These are your 3 rule types. Within each of the rules, you have the ability to add an action. You can send a mail, which is what this is, send mail. You can add a tag, so you can tag your users coming in there, meaning you can easily identify them when you're filtering your students. You can also tell it to remove a tag. This can be handy if you've got, for instance, people coming in on a different funnel or course and they upgrade to a new course. You could remove the old tag and add a new tag. You also have the ability to send a webhook as well. So you can send an outgoing webhook to something like Zapier. If you don't know about webhooks, leave this alone. You also have a button here that says Notify Admin. If you use this one, it means that the system will send you an email giving you information about the student that is enrolled on your course. So you can see the system is really easy to work with. You can turn them on, you can use the WYSIWYG editor, you can set delays when stuff goes out, you can add rules, and you can add actions. This is the basic setups for setting up automations in email. Some of these emails you might not require, such as if you do not want this email to go out one day after enrollment, which you can fill out here. You can delete it by clicking in here, the delete button. If I delete this out and click OK, you'll see it will disappear from our automations. This keeps things really clean. What I tend to do is I set the first email up and I brand it in my logo and my colors, and the next thing I do is I clone it by clicking here. So this will then enclone this for second email. So I can name this whatever I like and it will be cloned. So I've selected the rule, that's this rule here. Notice that I can select a rule for this particular cloned one to drop into. I'm going to click clone and you're going to see what will appear here. Now I have exactly the same email as this, but I can change the information to say this goes out one day later from enrollment. I could change the title. And I could change the content and I could click save. Again, you have the option to make it live straight away. In this case, I'll click yes, and you'll notice that it also comes up with apply to existing students. So you can apply this to existing students or just new ones. Let's click no. Now you'll see that this automation is also live. So when people sign up for this course, they will receive this first email 0 minutes from enrollment, and then one day later here they will receive this email. And this is the basic principle of how automations work inside Zenler. Check out the support docs on more information about some of the rules and the setup inside of automations for your courses.